Yo, drop that track. Hey, yo, listen, it's going down just like this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Good evening, everyone. It's your host, NJ. We're back for another episode of I'm Just Saying. Joining me tonight, we have Eric and Jamar. This month, ladies, we're going to be hearing from the men and we're going to hear what they got to say. I'm just saying. It's going to be real interesting on tonight. So we're going to dive right in because our hour usually goes by real fast. So I'm going to ask my first question, and either one of you gentlemen can answer it at any time. So my first question to you is, when it comes to relationships, do you think men and women have an equal playing field? I'm just saying.
Jamal, you want to get that?
I'm gonna say no. Expectations on each side or on either side are always, different. Like, the man is expected to perhaps pay for the first date. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying sometimes that's expected, like off top, you know.
Absolutely.
And the woman is expected to maybe on the first date look a certain way, look fly. Like she might not be expected to be, the comfortable kind of look, maybe kind of do it up or be dolled up or whatever. So I think expectation wise, no, the playing field is not level. No.
Listen, I'm definitely going to agree with Jamal. I mean, the expectation field is definitely not the same. Um, a man has to put his best foot forward up front, right? He's the one that's the pursuer. He is the one that is trying to allure the woman, right? And a lot of times women are superficial as far as the things that they're looking for, right? And you have to be as I mean, if this was like a job application, this is your resume. You definitely have to put your best foot forward. You have to try to cater to what it is that they're looking for. So I don't really see that with men. I'm not looking for someone to, um, interview process with me or looking at what she has or the things that she has. So I definitely think it's different in that respect.
Okay.
Let me piggyback off something he said too. Uh,
Okay.
he said pursuing. That's another expectation that we pursue the woman. Um, and if it's flipped, sometimes it's like, you know, viewed as wrong or improper. But I mean, doesn't really matter. I mean, if two people connect, however they connect, let it flow the way it flows. I don't think it should be that one pursues the other or one shouldn't pursue the other. I mean, if it flow like that, that's just how it flows. That's just my opinion.
So you think it's okay for a woman to pursue a man?
Absolutely.
I think it. Listen, a lot of times when you're dealing in situations, you might not be able to read the signs. If a woman is interested in you, what's wrong with her saying, "Listen, I'm interested," or give you some sort of, signal that listen, she is interested. I'm not opposed to that. That doesn't chase me away.
What
Not
about you, James? Is it okay for a woman to pursue a man?
Well, I'll say this. I kind of came in on the tail end of my brother Eric talking. I'll say this. I agree with what he said. I agree with both. I will say this. I believe
I'm just saying. Joining me tonight, we have Eric.
my bad.
I will say this. I believe the notion of a man of pursuing a woman probably came from a different culture. There were times where marriages were arranged, and there were times when women really didn't have a voice like they have now. There are certain platforms that some people may be on where the men may not even notice a woman, but a woman notices them. And if we just kind of rely on the man doing everything, there may be some opportunities that's completely missed out. I don't think it has to be a man pursuing. I think the man may have the more dominant role, I guess, biblically or one perspective. But I mean, an opportunity is an opportunity. I mean, if you can apply for a job as a woman, you can. You can. I mean,
A job ain't got nothing to do with pursuing a man, so it's okay with all three of y'all. If a woman came up to you and she pursued you,
I've been pursued before. I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny.
so y'all wasn't offended by it.
No.
You didn't think the woman was
absolutely
aggressive.
not. Listen, I appreciate that a woman is confident enough, because sometimes it's about confidence.
Right.
I appreciate when a woman is confident enough to state her intentions, right? Because that makes a thing. Because the woman was always the one that had to allow things to happen. If a woman pursues you, you already have the initiative that, listen, this is what she wants, and you can go with it. You don't have to guess. We don't have to buy unnecessary drinks or take you on necessary dates, because when you show that you're interested, then we can just go forward.
Right.
And you know,
Go ahead.
For me, it's more of an attraction if I mean, well, let me say two things. First of all, some women are aggressive. When I say aggressive, I don't mean it negatively. I mean they go after what they want. So if they see you, they go, "Yo, who is that? Who?" You know what I'm saying? Like, go tell me or something. You know. But on the flip, for me, I have that has caused the attraction level to go up. If you know, I was pursued, whatever the case may be, or you know, she connected with me first, or whatever the case may be, and it may have even heightened the conversation, because as a man, you know, we're naturally taught to pursue, or we naturally pursue. You meet a woman that becomes a pursuer, that might be the first thing y'all have in common. Both of y'all go getters, so to speak, and then boom, you know, the chemistry jumps off from the beginning. So I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
I just feel. I'm sorry.
She's a go-getter if she pursues. Okay. I'm listening.
She could.
I just feel it's not what you do, it's how you do it. I've been places before, at conventions, major venues, big places, and I've had people come up to me, you know, from backstage or whatever, say, "Hey," afterwards, "Hey, someone wants to meet you," and you know. Sometimes it's been opportunities, it's been business opportunities. Sometimes it was something else. I mean, you know, you can't. I've even got. I'm a musician. I've even got notes passed up to me from the ushers, from people. This is crazy. I mean, I will say this: women don't tell the truth to women. Women do not tell the truth to each other. There's a persona that women hold with each other, but I don't want to break the guy code, but a lot of us have friends that are girls that tell us stuff that don't tell women. So it's a whole other side to women that women don't know about each other, because I hate to say it, but they just don't trust. I don't want to talk too much, but I'm just saying.
Stay on, bro.
You're right.
Stay on.
You're
That's
right.
a whole other conversation, but you know.
And I mean, in the age of Me Too and independence, right? Where are we drawing the line? Right? You can't have it both ways. You can't be like, okay, listen, we're not going to do what we used to do, but then in certain instances, we want to revert back to a time where it was unladylike to be pursuing a man, right? Because women are fierce now. They're independent. They're going to get what they want in life, right? So where do we draw the line of where we stop that?
Right.
And can we add in another factor? Let's add in some of these older women, and when I say older, I mean like grandmas and aunts, older aunts,
My
who
Lord.
hook you up with their niece or their granddaughter. They ain't having a conversation with their granddaughter. They having a conversation with you. Hey, you need to meet my granddaughter. Okay, who is your granddaughter? What she look like? You know, you single, my baby's single. Y'all need to get together. That to me, that's another example of, you know, and that could work. I'm not talking against it. I'm just saying sometimes these older women, you know, who done lived and been married and, you know, whatever, they'll jump you off. Quick.
Whoa. Yeah. I agree with what Eric said too. You can't have it both ways. I agree with both.
Yeah.
Both. You can't have both ways. It can't be equal opportunity when you feel like it.
Exactly.
Equal opportunity is equal opportunity, and all across the board. So I mean, and this is the day of opportunity. So I mean, I don't
That's
want
right.
to. Maybe
So let's not clam up now when it's time to pursue.
This is the day.
All right, let's do the equal opportunity pursuing and paying.
Right.
So when it comes to relationships, as a man, what advice would you give to the women watching on how to keep a happy relationship? I'm just saying.
Well, I would say this, right? Don't put your expectations on a man to fulfill something that you ain't fulfilling for yourself, right? So I don't want to come in and my job is never to come in and make you happy. You need to be happy on your own, and I need to be happy on my own, and we bring that together. But it's definitely not my job to come in and make you happy or fulfill the gaps or the holes that you already have inside, because that is a job that I'm not qualified to do. Right. And so it's very important that before you start to pursue a relationship, the things that you are not happy with yourself, that you fulfill those things first, because if not, I'm never going to be able to fulfill those things. And vice versa. You can't fulfill my emptiness. You can only exasperate what I already have going on.
Facts.
Okay.
I would say, one, keep the lines of communication open, but I would say both need to learn each other's methods of communication early.
That's
Like
good.
in the talking stage, the dating stage, y'all need to learn how each other communicate and at what point communication can be blocked, and then work on that. Like, which one of you is more apt to shut down? Which one of you is more apt when the other shuts down, you want to keep pushing. Like, find out what the blockers are or what the triggers are, so to speak, in that communication, and like work to break down some of those barriers early so that communication can be open. Because I feel like a lot of times breakdowns in communication help to make a small problem bigger. You know what I mean? So if we start yelling and hollering or getting emphatic or whatever, somebody's easily offended, somebody's sensitive. So that's what I was saying. Find those barriers and try to break them down early.
I agree with both. I believe also communication is definitely key. I just don't think people are honest nowadays. I think we have too many opportunities not to be honest. If I don't have your text message, if I don't have your number, I can definitely find your, inbox. I could inbox Brandy today or Holly Berry. They may not call me back. But there's so much access these days. And I think with all this access, I believe that it has, sometimes you don't know what you will do until you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a time when there wasn't cell phones. All you had was hopefully a pen and a paper when you went somewhere. And if you didn't have that, you couldn't reach nobody. Now, everybody's walking around with communication devices. So the main thing to a relationship is just being honest. I don't even think it's love anymore. I think love has walked out the room. If you get love, I believe, hopefully, you just lucked up later on. But you got to like somebody. And it's hard to like. I mean, you can love someone that's beating the crap out of you, but you don't like them. I think the key to a relationship is actually liking them. If you can like them and you say, hey, I like you, but I just kind of want to see other people. Just be honest. Some people be cool with that. Hey, I've been seeing other people the whole time. You just didn't know it. And some people kind of cool with being the ace or the second or the third. I don't know, but sometimes you just don't know until that conversation is had. I think we just really need to be real. And I think at this day and age, of 2020, where everything is happening, you can't lose by being honest. And if it's like, hey, I'm losing interest, you losing interest, hey, let's just walk away before we get into something that turns into a disaster.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. I think one of the things that Jamal had said too, that you got to learn somebody's language, right? For me, I know that I've always had difficulties when I try to treat somebody the way that I want to be treated. It's very frustrating, right? Like, so I'll do certain things that I like and be like, I'm doing this for you. But the truth of the matter is that it's more important to do what the other person likes, right? If you're going to give them something, if you're going to be with them, you got to understand what makes them tick, right? So I've had situations where I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna give you roses and flowers. I'm gonna run your bath water, and the person is like, that's not what makes me happy. I like to go out. I like to do certain things, and because I was looking at it from the point where it was what I thought I would like if they were treating me right, right? I tried to give them what I like, and you can't do that. You have to understand what a person likes and what makes them tick and the things that they like, and be able to do those things for them because that is what they appreciate, not necessarily what you appreciate.
Right. And to add to that, one of my friends told me one time that some of her relationships didn't work because the man spent so much time trying to impress her. And I don't think that either side should come, and this goes to brother Lindsay's point. Listen, don't come in trying to be impressive. Like he said, be honest and be who you are.
Yeah.
Either the person is going to accept who you are or they're going to move on. Now, at the same time, sometimes who you are can need a little work. So everything ain't, oh, that's just me. No, you need to work on that. The relationship is going to be fruitful. I'm just saying. But I definitely think that.
You made a comment. One of you made a comment about being honest.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to a woman being honest with a man about another man, how receptive are you really?
In what way though? Like, I don't need to know about.
You're saying to be honest. So if she says to you, y'all come to the agreement that y'all have an open relationship.
Yeah, see, I don't even like the question, to be honest with you.
She says, and she says that there is somebody else. So you're okay with her being honest and saying it's you in you?
Well, let me clarify that. When I said to be honest, I wasn't saying that it's always welcome. I was saying, let me know so I can choose what I want to do. My choice may be I'm getting in my truck and I'm driving through your house. That may be my choice.
Yeah, this is where honesty can go wrong. You know what I mean?
I mean, I just say this though. I think some things can be avoided. My thing is, before it gets to me snooping through your phone, emails, finding out, searching, things, I just think people go too far. Like, I've seen people turn into Columbo, Matlock. I know one person who just goes through everything. I mean, I told this girl, I said, you gotta do all that. You got your answer already. Because you look for it, you're gonna find it. Even if it ain't exactly what you thought it is, you're gonna find something. And I just think that, I'm not welcoming that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Honesty, I think there comes a point, I think the brother said it before, learn the language. If the person starts to change, something happened. And you don't have to go through this change for a whole year trying to figure out how to let me go. Let's listen. Let's go out to eat. Listen, somebody else is tickling my feathers, and I want to be with you, but can we work this out? Because there's a crossroad when it comes to cheating. It don't just start off with a bang.
That's
it
right.
starts with something. So, I
Okay.
just think
So you said if we were dating and I took you out to dinner and told you that it was somebody else, it would be okay.
It would be okay to me.
Yeah, I want to know.
I think what I'm saying is I may not like it, but it is okay for you to be honest. I may not like it. I'm not gonna be like, whoop you do, unless I say, well, guess what? I got something for you too. But I mean, if I'm hurt, I'm hurt, but I'd rather be hurt in that moment than to be hurt trying to snoop around and follow you or go by your house and all that. I mean, you don't have to drag me through all that, because I think sometimes there's an inward type of thing that you just know, and it's just best for the other person to go ahead and build that conversation than to be, because the truth about it is we can't help who we love. Your heart don't have no. I'm gonna tell you something. Your heart has no common sense. It's something about the heart. You can like someone who's just terrible for you, and I think most people have a responsibility as adults. I'm not talking about nobody in high school, grade school. As adults, you should try to get to the point where you avoid disaster. That's all.
Yeah. So y'all remember that song, like Mario Winans, "If You Playing Me, Keep It on the Low"? No, don't keep it on the low.
Yeah, nah.
Give
me your mines now. Yeah, give me mines now.
I didn't know. You ain't got to take me out to eat. You ain't got to tell me up front,
right?
So I can go ahead and figure out what else I can.
And you know what? I actually respect that. Like if you took me out to dinner and you said, "Listen, I like you, but I'm also interested in somebody else," I know where I stand. It's never right there. There is no inconsistency with that. I know where I stand. You know where you stand, and we can go forward. Like we don't, right? Like I mean, especially 2020. Like nobody got time for no miscommunication. I didn't know. You put it out front. I could never be mad at you for something that you put out front, because you always up front explain to me what it is.
Right. Exactly.
So when it comes to snooping and going through phones, do men do that just as much as women? Be honest. I'm just saying.
I can only speak for me. I don't do that because I feel like that's very childish. Is not even strong enough as a word. I just feel like it's like a certain level of immaturity that a person has to do that. But also, I think that it really speaks to how great of an insecurity a person has to do that. I mean, if you have suspicions or whatever, I can understand that. But for you to like go through a phone or look through email or whatever the case may be.
In other words, you're not checking phones and you're not checking emails.
Nah. I mean, if there's something going on, it's gonna come out. It might come out later than if you had checked the phone and seen it. But I mean, at the same time, I just don't feel, if I got to go through your phone and stuff, I don't trust you. And if I don't trust you, we don't have no relationship. So I can't walk around feeling like, oh my God, who is she talking to? Who is she texting? Why is she laughing? Why is she not laughing at me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, are you schizophrenic? Like, I mean, why do you need to do that? That's just me. Somebody else might say something different.
Go ahead, Eric. Because
I'm absolutely checking your goddamn phone. If I know your life ain't matching up, to what you telling me, I'm going through the garbage, the goddamn phone. I'm going through the voicemail because you're lying to me.
Let me tell you something. I knew.
Listen, bro. I mean, be honest.
When you was talking, I saw Eric's face, and I said, "I'm gonna let Eric go because me and him on the same page." Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Come on.
Let me tell you. I'll be honest with you. When you are deeply in,
I ain't talking about I ain't talking about I just met you.
Right. I'm talking about when you've been invested, you got money, your heart. It's easy to say that when, like you said, it's surface. But when you in.
Listen, I'm calling the other number at 3:00 in the morning. Who the hell is texting? What? You texting us?
Now I will say
you texting us?
Yeah.
Eric, correct me if I'm wrong. That sounds like me and him have had similar experiences.
Yes.
I don't think that's what we try to do recently or right now.
No, but I've been there.
Yeah, you learn from that, and you kind of try to build a protection or something like that, because I don't give nobody no 100 no more. You know, at this point, if I go into something, I used to give 100 and everybody's innocent to proven guilty. No, everybody's guilty.
No, the hell they ain't.
So, I mean,
listen, and I'm gonna tell you, brother Lindsay, like, listen, the reason why I did, the reason why if I'm being honest, the reason why I've done that before because I already know what it is, and I don't want to accept it. So I need some hard, concrete proof to let me do what I know I should be doing anyway, which is get out of it.
Right.
If I'm being honest with you,
Right.
Right. So I'm looking because I know there's something there, and instead of me having the courage to be like, listen, this ain't working, and I know it ain't what it's seeming to be. I'm going in. I'm getting I'm Columboing, right?
Right.
Like I'm Dick Tracying. I'm going there. I'm gonna find. Listen, who the hell was you eating McDonald's with? Like I want to.
But I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why he's saying that. He's saying that because you're not like that with every single person. It's the one who you really trying to be with, and you really tried this time, and you was innocent this time.
Yeah.
And you was really legit, and that's the one that burns you. It's been times where I didn't try.
Yes.
And had the world, and then
Yes.
the one you do try,
Yes.
that be the one.
That definitely, that definitely was that.
Okay,
Yep.
so you made a comment earlier. If that's the case, then something went wrong in the relationship that caused the change.
What are we here for? Like,
Hell yeah.
do all that.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Listen, let me tell you something. A woman, that is correct. Let me tell you something. When a woman loves you at her apex, there is nothing like that. When she withdraws from you, you absolutely know when she ain't loving you the same.
Yep.
Right?
Yep,
and when she ain't honest, you know that there's something else going on.
And he said something earlier. He said, you do that because there's something inside of you that just kind of needs that hardcore truth. You already know the truth.
You know the truth.
There's something, and I want to say this to whoever's listening out there. And I guess me and Eric, we definitely, I guess we being transparent right here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've learned from what I did, and at this point, I cut myself off because I surprised myself in the stuff I've done. And so I would say this: if you turn into that person, it's okay to be honest to have done that, but then you have to not be that person in every single relationship, because once you see the signs, you say, you know what, I done seen this movie before. I'm not gonna sit here and watch it this time. I'm out.
Yeah. And brother Lindsay, I'm gonna tell you this too. The problem with when you've been a place, right, and you've been a certain person and it's ugly, the problem with me was then I went the complete opposite. Then I don't have any staying power anymore, because anything that reminds me of anything that I went through that I allowed to happen, I'm out.
Right.
Like there is no more. As soon as I get the inclination that something is wrong, I'm not fighting. I'm not nothing. I'm out. I don't want to deal with it because I know that road.
Then we get to the place where the other guy said, "What's your name, man? You got Mr. Big Stuff. I don't
Jamar.
want to that."
Jamar.
Okay, yeah, Jamar. Okay, I don't want to.
No, I don't.
It's what he said. Then you get to what he said. I'm not doing all that. So that's why I agree with both. Me and brother Eric just went ahead and told y'all what we done did.
Yeah.
But then you get to the point where, then you get to the point where he said is like, I'm not doing all that because you have seen the signs. I've been there. I've done that before. And some people may not ever do it because it's like, that's not what they're going to do. But some of us have been. I've always said I wouldn't do it until I did it.
That's right.
And
you don't know what you'll do until you put in that situation.
Now, you don't know what you're gonna do till you put in that situation. Now, I play too much. So if I go to a phone and find out whatever, let the games begin. Like it's getting ready to get like the Matrix in this relationship. Like it's gonna be. I'm too whatever for that. Like so, I'd rather just let it be sprung on me. And we handle it from there. Because if I see it from the beginning, I gotta write like a whole blueprint for how I'm getting ready to destroy your entire life. So I can't function I can't function like that, because there's a part of me that feels like, why in the world would you do that? You know what I'm saying? And then keep it hitting. Now I'm speaking in a case that I am the person being cheated on. Now, if there has been stuff going on in a relationship between both of us and I'm the reason and I'm the cause, then it's my responsibility to own up for that. But in the case where I am the person that has not done any wrong or is the one being harmed, and then I have to go through your phone and see something like that in there.
So our comment section is lit up. In a few minutes, we're getting ready to take some comments. We're going to take some of these questions from the ladies out here that's writing comments on this page.
I want to see.
So I'm going to give them a few more minutes to put some comments in there because I'm going to take some of their comments. But my next question to you is our topic tonight. And our topic tonight is, when it comes to relationships, why do men expect women to forgive them when they cheat, but don't want to forgive her when she cheats? I'm just saying.
Lord.
Any one of y'all can answer that. Who going?
I need a minute. Y'all, somebody else gonna.
I want you to tell the truth.
Start it out, Eric. I bet.
Come on, Eric. Let's go.
Come on.
All right, listen. Is there a double standard out there? Absolutely. I can't even preface it without saying that there's a double standard. At this point in my life, I don't think it's no different. I don't think there's a difference as far as how you're supposed to react or how you're supposed to.
He frozen.
No, I was gonna go.
So it's on one of y'all too, because he froze.
Go ahead, man.
All right, man. What's the question again?
Yeah, because he was going off my topic. I'm gonna bring him back to my question.
Don't do it, Mike.
Why do men expect women to forgive them when they cheat, but don't forgive her when she cheats?
You right back, Eric. Go.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry. So at this point in time, yeah, no, I don't think it's right for anybody essentially to be cheated. I don't think it's right for me. I don't think it's right for her. Right. But there was a time where, like, listen, I've been on both sides of the equation. I've done the cheating and I've been cheated on. And I could tell you 100% is far worse when a woman cheats on you. Your manhood is questioned. I was asked stupid questions like, why? How was it? Why did you do it? My ego was destroyed. Right. And so in that, I guess in that realm, it felt like what you did was monumental. Like you shot the president, right? Because a man's ego, listen, that's all he has. And when you destroy that by being with another man, so another man could be out there being like, I've been with your wife or your significant other, it's the most disrespectful thing that I think that a woman could do. But you know what? If I'm honest, having done that, then I could understand why I would probably feel the same for her too. You know what I mean? So to be honest, I don't really think
to her when you do it.
So somebody just said something.
Yeah, no, the grown-up being says that. Yeah, it is disrespectful to her. The younger version of me be like, yeah, but that's different though. I'm a man. Like you already know what's gonna be out there.
So somebody
that was the younger version of me.
Right. Somebody said something in the comments.
Sometimes it takes for you to get hurt before you understand. Like it's not a good thing.
Right. So I agree with Monique in the comments. Monique said you can't handle the truth. So because men, listen, we're driven by ego, testosterone, bravado, whatever you want to call it. Listen, when the truth of that really hits you, that bruh, she did what she did. It feels like I don't know, like your house just caught on fire, like everything caught on fire. And then I mean, as to why we don't give women that same grace, it's probably because we're more emotional and don't want to admit it. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I mean, listen, men can be very very pouty when we get ready. We might not do it in a feminine or in a weak way, but in a very, like, we can just shut down on you. You know what I mean? Shut you out. Don't communicate. Be a real jerk or a-hole. You know, and we don't always allow that same grace. I'm being very pastoral now. That same grace for our significant other. And it just is. I mean, that's my answer. Let me say that. That's my answer. Somebody else might have something different. But I feel like all that we come with, I agree with Eric. Your ego is bruised. and your bravado is bruised. You feel less of a man. You feel like you got punked. I mean, you feel like you got punked, you know, and it drives you to the point of like no return. You know, it's not fair. It's not right. It's a double standard. It's wrong.
It is what it is.
You need to change. Yeah, there you go.
James.
I just looked at the comments. The comments are on fire. I actually see some people I know. So
that don't mean change your answer. I want to
no,
hear your
I'm not
truth.
gonna change my answer. I'm gonna be honest. I think that men feel. I'm trying to get right to the root of the question again. You said, why do men want women to forgive them, but don't? What'd you say again? Because
why don't men forgive a woman when she cheats, but why do men expect a woman to forgive her when she cheats, but don't give that same courtesy? Don't forgive her when she cheats. Why is it when you cheat, it's I'm sorry, forgive me, but when I cheat, it's the relationship is over.
Okay, so this is to be a stereotypical generalizational question because everybody's not the same.
Okay.
So to keep it into the stereotype question that it is, I'm gonna try to answer it for the sake that it was asked, because that's a certain mindset to say that. So I'm gonna answer for the mindset. I think the problem is a man has the ability. This is biblical now. This ain't what I said. This is biblical. There's people in the Bible who had 300 wives, 400 wives, 2 and 3 wives.
Okay, we ain't talking about them. Let's go, James.
No. But what I'm saying is,
get your point.
That shows us that a man from the beginning of time has the ability to have concubines and still be able to order and label number ones, number two. Now, when a woman do it, when a woman do it, I'm just talking from the stereotype. Come on
here.
When a woman do it, I think we feel.
Now he got. I don't know what's on internet today.
We can't hear you, James.
With their heart.
Okay, you got to go back because we didn't hear nothing you said.
Okay, sorry. I think we feel when a woman do it, they actually cheated with their heart. When a man does it, we feel we kind of can like.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, this one got money, or this one got this, or whatever. We know. I'm not saying me. I'm just saying men. Period.
Okay.
I think we can kind of organize our little. I don't know. I'm just trying to help us out. I feel like I'm drowning. No. I've heard somebody say this: when a man cheats, it can be recreational, and when a woman cheats, it's really from the heart. They meant that.
That's a great point.
Order of your question.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of why it hurts a little bit different, because y'all mean that thing when y'all do it. I mean, I think we know, but you know what? There's some girls out there that's like that. They got this man, they got a car. This man got money. They do the same thing.
Yeah, they do.
That's why I say, y'all lie to each other. Y'all tell us the truth, but y'all see that question comes from a woman that done lied to another woman. Because only women talk like that. Women don't talk like that to men.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, Eric, and I'm sorry, I'm telling you, Jamal, I'm telling you, I bet you we all know women that do a whole lot of stuff that their friends don't know.
Yes.
What was you getting ready to say, Eric?
Same either.
No, and I was going to say too, like from my experiences, just like Brother Lindsay said, listen, when a man cheats, listen, I might have a bad night. We go to the clubs, things kick off. I had a few drinks, right? And then I may sleep with a woman. When you see a woman cheating, she having a damn picnic in the park, right? That's time. You have given another man your time, and you're giving him your feelings. That is far different than me giving somebody something physical. Right. And for a man, listen, even if a woman was like, listen, listen, baby, I got drunk, this happened, whatever, I can maybe feel that more than I see you at a movie theater, y'all going to a play. that means that this is a relationship.
We're playing.
You giving him your love. Like, nah, totally different. Totally different.
Really a right answer to that question. I mean, whatever we say, the comments is going to be against it. I mean, I don't feel that there's really a justifiable answer for that question. It's one-sided. It's case by case. It doesn't have.
It's one-sided.
It is a one-sided question.
It really is. It's jaded. It's a very jaded question.
Yeah. If you flip the question, the whole comment section will go silent. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, because it's a whole lot of girls.
Yeah.
Girls do not tell the truth.
We're gonna keep on answering like we've been answering. Y'all get over it.
Okay, so I have a question from the comments. It says, if sleeping with another man destroys your ego, what do you think happens to the woman?
It probably destroys her ego too. I mean, I would not disagree that it doesn't destroy her ego or makes her feel less of a woman, makes her feel undervalued, underappreciated.
Yeah, I agree. I think hurt is hurt. I don't think it's. I answered from the stereotypical side of it, but I don't really think that someone gets cheated on. I think it's hurt. I think women may be more apt to just forgive than us, and I can't explain why. And I don't even think we expect them to forgive. We hope they do, just like they hope we do. But I don't know if I can do it. I don't.
I think I don't listen. I don't think everything has to be the exact same between a man and a woman. We are different. I mean, we're different.
Which is true. So then my question would be to you as an individual. If you were in a relationship and she cheated, would you be able to forgive her?
I would have to find the grace to give her that. Yeah, I would have to. I don't I got to be real and honest with me. I cannot.
So you would search for grace to save the relationship.
I can't expect her to forgive me. Listen, it doesn't have to be that I cheated. She can forgive me for having a bad day and taking it out on her. That's the same level of forgiveness I need to give her if she cheated. I'm just talking for me.
Yeah. I can tell you right now, no, that ain't happening. Right? Because this is the thing. Once the trust is broken, it don't matter. It'll never be the same for me. Once the trust is broken,
You don't think
at that point in time, every time when you ain't home at 9 o'clock, I'm thinking you out there with your man. You know what I mean? Your man that you was out there with before. So like,
she get a
I'm not going to do it to you or myself, right? Because I'm not going to tell you I forgive you, and then every time something goes awry, I'm bringing it back up. Right. And I think that's the same thing. When you say why women are apt to forgive, I don't think they necessarily forgive. I think they get past it because they always would you be like, yo, no, I can't do it. They'd be like, but you could do it for that chick that you was with before, right? So like we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
I'm waiting on you, sir.
Me?
Yes, yeah. You should be able to forgive.
It depends.
Keep it real, bro. Keep it real.
Yeah, it depends. I have forgiven before. Like I said, you can't really. If we be honest, when you really, really fall, you really can't control your heart. And honestly, it just depends on what type of person you are. Sometimes you be in a relationship because you're just in a relationship, but sometimes you fall really, really, really hard. And I think if I speak to that person that's in a relationship that has really, really fallen in love and the person cheats, as hurt as you are, even if you don't want to forgive, like he said, you just kind of find that grace. But then you be like, yo, this can't happen again. You kind of insecure. Then that may turn into snooping and stuff like that. I just kind of feel like, I feel like your heart just do you dirty sometimes. I'm just being honest with you. I think sometimes we should walk away from stuff, and we just can't. You know, I think in your heart, there's no remote control to your heart. You can know somebody is dead wrong. I mean, I know people that's done forgiving somebody over and over and over again. So as far as me, you know, I just don't really. I don't know. I think I try not to get too attached almost. I don't know. Honestly, I expect the worst. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask. So I expect it.
Okay, I got another question from the comments. It says, if you were married, would you forgive? And how come you can't forgive? If your answer is no, how come you can't forgive if you was married?
Well, let me say this. What I'm not going to do is live in the house with my wife and she's pregnant by somebody. I'm not doing that. That's over. I mean, if you're pregnant, I mean, I don't know what y'all call cheating, but if it gets to the point where I'm not watching your stomach grow for 9 months, somebody going to die. So I'm out.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. Like I said, I'm not doing it to me or you. Like, it don't matter if we marry, we in a relationship. I've been there. You know what I mean? Like, I know once the trust is broken, everything else from that is a downfall. I mean, when you don't have trust, you don't have anything. There's nothing else that can happen. Like, for me, once that threshold is passed, like I can't get it back. So, like I said, instead of me being in a situation where I'm unhappy or I'm always thinking that you're going to be with somebody else, right? It's better for me to let you go. You let me go, because the truth of the matter is, cheating. I think Brother Lindsay said cheating don't happen right away. It is a progressive thing, right? It's not like, oh, boom, we cheated. Nah, it's something you thought about. It's something you marinated on, and then when the opportunity presents itself, that is something you do, and it usually generally comes from unhappiness. So if we were already unhappy, like, why are we prolonging the inevitable?
I think it depends on how much have we invested in our marriage, how much have we built up, and then how much are we willing to like reinvest. Like, so, I think trust can be rebuilt. I think honesty can be, rebuilt, but I think both parties have to work on it. The examples of marriage that I've seen, and in these particular examples, I do not know if cheating has occurred, but these persons have been married 50 plus years, 25 plus years. I don't think that it's just as simple as you cheated, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it's deeper when you really love somebody, you really care about them. Because from what I understand, divorce is like death in some cases, and I guess you got to resolve within your mind, do you want to go through that emotional pain, or do you want to go through that? I think things can be worked out and resolved depending on what happened, how it happened, with who it was with. I mean, did you cheat with like my brother, family member, or like my best friend? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just think it depends. I think it depends, and then I also think the investment part plays a role. I mean, you can want to be out, but we worked so hard to get where we are. Somebody had a slip up, or made a decision, because everything's not a mistake. Somebody made a decision. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little more.
A slip up?
It might not have been.
That's a lot of slipping. That's a lot of slipping and sliding.
You made, because how did we get to the point of cheating? Where did we? It's a lot. It's a lot of layers you gotta unpack.
Listen, let me tell you something. If you're gonna cheat on me, you have the option to say that you don't want to be with me no more. That is always an option, right? So the going through the process of being secretive and doing all of that, how much did you care about me? Right? Because once it wasn't working for you to the point that you had to go do that, you should have let me know, listen, this ain't working out, bro. I gotta go. Right? But you purposely kept me there, and then you did what you wanted to do. Like, nah, that's selfish. Right? So I'm not forgiving that. No. And he is a grown man, and he got Jesus in his heart. I love him for that. But I ain't doing it.
Is that do guys provide the same courtesy of being upfront?
I'm upfront. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm always upfront. I learned
Generally.
I'm always upfront, because you could never come back to me later and say you didn't know. So that's why I'm always upfront. If I'm looking for a relationship, if I'm not looking for a relationship, if I want to be with you, if I don't want to be with you, if I'm scorned, if I'm whatever I'm at, I'm gonna always let you know, because at the end of the day, later on, you can never say I wasn't honest about it. Now, listen, your feelings may change, how you feel about me may change, but I'm always gonna be honest with you about where I stand, because later on you can't say I didn't know.
Jamar.
Yeah, I think generally we don't extend the same courtesy again because of who we are as men, and because of the level of impact that it has on us from a male perspective. So no, I don't think we generally extend the same courtesy. That is my answer. No. Generally.
James, are you up for the
Y'all put my man James under pressure over here.
Exactly. He read. Come on, bro.
I believe I'm up front. Like I said, I have been changed into another person. And I think these questions are coming from a double-sided. I think these questions these questions ain't right. It ain't realistic. It ain't right. These questions are not right.
Woo.
Because
so you up front now. You changed.
no, I'm just saying, you don't. Every relationship is definitely different. It's like, but you feel a certain way when you feel a certain way. So I don't know. I'm a totally different person I was 10 years ago. So I'm some of these questions. I just got something. I just got a lot.
So, but I'm talking about right now. If you met a young lady right now, and you was attracted to her, would you be upfront with your situation right now?
Yeah, I would. I definitely would.
Eric?
Absolutely. Like I said, to me,
I would. Definitely.
Yeah, that definitely is the only way to go, because like I said, if I'm up front, I'm giving you the opportunity to make the decision up front, whether you want to deal with it or not. Right. And I gave you that. So if you decide to deal with it, you can't come back later on and be like, I didn't know. Right. It's like the permission slip. I'm telling you up front, these are the disclaimers. Right. If you sign off on the disclaimers, don't come back and renegotiate the contract.
Wow. Everything is negotiable.
Yeah, but I got to let. But if I was honest with you, if I'm honest with you up front, your renegotiation don't have nothing to do with my honesty. If you now renegotiating something different, then we can address that. But you can't come and tell me about something that I've already told you up front.
Right, but if we
y'all done ran my man James off. Y'all done got him, bring him back. Jay, you all right, babe?
My question to you is, Eric, so if we met each other,
okay,
and we decided up front, we together when we together.
Okay.
That's it. When we together, we together. So we spending a lot of time together.
Right.
And things happen.
Right.
So now I don't want it like that no more.
Okay.
So the key word I come back to the table. We coming back to the table now. And I'm saying to you, Eric, I know what it was when we started.
Right.
But now there's feelings involved.
Right.
So where do we go next?
We don't go nowhere, because I didn't change. You did. Right. So if we negotiated something in the beginning and said we with each other when we with each other, and we spend a bunch of time together, if you come back to the table and say, I don't want it that way no more, I'm not obligated to change how I feel. That is you who are changing the parameters of our relationship that we agreed on in the beginning. So stop.
So there's no negotiation.
But that's my choice. It's not an obligation. Right? Because we didn't talk about that in the beginning. We talked about we were going to be with each other when we're going to be with each other. Now, if your feelings get involved, that's not me changing. Right? Women always say, you change. No, you changed because your feelings got involved, and now you want something different, and I didn't change. So that's not on me because I told you up front what it was.
So there's no renegotiation when it
Come
comes.
on, you keep asking that same question. I just answered that question for you.
Okay. James, what you saying?
I can't really hear when Eric is speaking. So
Eric didn't say nothing.
okay.
That's messed up.
I don't know what's happening with when he when
Ask
he
the
talks.
question again, Nisha.
Yeah, ask the question
So
again.
I said if we were in a relationship, James, we get in a relationship and we say at the beginning of the relationship, it's whatever. We together when we together. But then time and stuff happened between us. And now my feelings change. And I come back to you and I say, you know what, James, I don't want it like this no more. I don't want whatever. It's whatever. Is it a renegotiation? Or is like where Eric said, no, we ain't renegotiating. This the way it is.
I'm gonna ask if I don't want to let it go. I'm gonna ask, and if I want to let it go, I'm like, all right, later. Ain't that deep. If I'm at the same place, nobody should want to be with somebody who don't want to be with them.
Yeah.
So you can try, and you can actually talk somebody into being back with you because they feel sorry or they just don't want to hurt you. But in the long run, you get hurt even worse. I just believe like you just go ahead and take that L at that moment. When somebody don't want to be with you, you can actually ask why, because maybe there's a.
So you agreeing with Eric, in other words?
Yeah, I believe if a person don't want you, they don't want you. But I will say this: you can try to negotiate, you can try to win them back over, but in the long run, if that person is there and they done, you're gonna be hurt worse.
And I never said, Nisha, right? Because you putting words in my mouth. I never said that I wouldn't renegotiate. What I said to you, it's my option. Just like it was your option to get more feelings than we had agreed to in the beginning, right? That is your choice, right? But it is also my choice that at a certain point in time, if I want to renegotiate and I want more, that's my choice. If you don't want to be with me because I won't change, then you lying to yourself because you should have never agreed to something that you weren't ready to handle. And I think on that note, we could probably wrap it.
Okay, wrap it. Jamal, what you got to say?
I think renegotiation is an option.
Thank you, Jamal.
But as James and Eric said, both it has to be agreed upon. It can't be
absolutely, but it should be open.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, is that where either party is? Because what if I'm ready to go to the next level? What if I'm ready to walk? What if I'm ready to skip on down the aisle? Am I extending that same courtesy?
But it's an option. At least you're willing to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean,
I was willing to talk about it.
Yes, we're gonna do this, or no. I'm not saying that you're obligated because she wants to make a change, but at least entertain it. Eric is like, nah.
No, I didn't say I wouldn't entertain it. I just said I'm not obligated to. That's what I said.
You gotta keep
maybe at that time I feel the same way. Maybe at that time I'm ready to expand our relationship. All I'm saying to you is that if we came into it one way, right? Just like if we came into a monogamous, right? Mm-hmm. Can I come back to you in a couple of months and be like, you know, that's what I said, but you know what? I think we should probably go and have an open relationship. Right? Do I have the ability to do that? My question to you is, I can say that to you, but you have the option to say, nah, bro.
Absolutely, but I would at least sit down and listen to you.
No, you wouldn't. You would not sit down and listen to me.
If you tell me that, now I'm gonna listen because I am gonna respond.
And you're gonna respond like hell no.
Absolutely, but I am gonna listen.
All right, so I'm gonna listen too.
I am gonna listen.
I'm gonna say hell no after that.
Yeah. I think renegotiation
Now
is
I'm gonna listen. Now you better be ready for my response. But I am gonna.
Yeah, I think it's an option. I think it should be, discussed. But at the same time, if you know, like when the discussion starts and you already know where it's going and you ain't there, just don't let her or him, if it's the flip, don't let them go on and you already know you're not there. Like, don't play with people's emotions or don't lead nobody on. Just say I ain't there, and if this means that we gotta stop and separate, then let's stop and separate. I don't believe in like being fake with it. Like if I ain't feeling like going down the relationship road or whatever, that ain't what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna let you know that from jump. I'm not gonna let you go down a whole conversation about something I already know. I mean, because at that point it's not a negotiation. But if it's negotiable, then have a conversation.
Well, that's our time. So I'd like to thank all of y'all for being and joining me on tonight. So before we go, I'm gonna give each and every one of y'all a half of a second to give some comments or some tell us what you got going on, where they can find you at on any of your social media channels. So we're gonna start with you, Jamar.
So I'm Jamar Jones, Jamaar. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I serve at First Baptist Church East End. You can also find First Baptist Church East End on Facebook and Instagram. And we will be live every Sunday at 10 a.m. Nisha, they want to do a part 2 to this. I will not be participating. Too much.
Eric.
You can find me on Eric Russell at Facebook.com. Also the same on Instagram. This was I definitely thoroughly enjoyed this. I'll be open to come back because clearly my opinions are not accepted by others, and that's fine. That's opinions, right? So, but I definitely appreciated you having me on.
James.
I am J. Lindsay Williams. My website is jlindsaywilliams.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I have 2 singles out. I have a choir, Lindsay Williams and Divine Connection. You can reach me anytime. As far as this relationship stuff go, I'm probably the wrong person to ask. I did my best, but I did enjoy the dialogue with Jamar and Eric. I think it was very good. It would be nice to kind of maybe do this with some girls on here. It's because they tearing this chat up. They are tearing us up in this chat. I need to be able to respond real time, and
you will not get a chance.
I'm gonna hold it down for you, Jamar.
Okay. I'll be watching. I'll be rooting you on in the comments.
I believe me and Eric is gonna come back.
Hold it down.
Well, tune in next week, same time, 5:00. We'll be having another set of fellas here on next week. It's your host, NJ, and I'm just saying.
Hi, I'm Tiffany, the productions coordinator for the new hit show, I'm Just Saying. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. If you're interested in becoming a panelist for the show, please contact myself, Tiffany Buckley, or Shannon Hutchinson, and email us at njproductionsinc@gmail.com, and one of us will get back to you as soon as possible. I'm just saying.